Start off, I'd like to welcome Gene Saykin from Tuna. Welcome. How are you doing? Yeah. Hi. How is it?
How's it going? Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it's great to have you on, and especially during the summery heat wave that we're having for the very last day. So yeah, right. So we're here to talk about research partners and how to weed out the weed, really. So I'll just start. Okay, so you identified three killer questions, and these killer questions really try to suss out whether you got the right research partner, whether they can provide the assurances that you're looking for, and I mean, more importantly, can they deliver? So, to sum up, it was the expertise, it was the research methodologies, it was the data quality. So, in terms of the expertise, as a first killer question, what type of response should you expect?
Yeah. I think the first main question to ask is how much research expertise does your partner have? Actionable insights are highly dependent on accurately implementing complex research constructs like targeting, quota management, questionnaire design, in-field monitoring, weighting, advanced analytics, and so on. So making sure that you have a partner that understands that and is able to prevent you from accidentally skewing your data with inaccurate quotas, biasing the data with leading questions, or even helping you through the analysis portion is a great tool. And a great research partner can act as a sounding board to bounce your ideas back off of to see how to accurately implement your research goals. Because ultimately, implementing it correctly is going to determine whether the insight is actionable or not.
I see. Thanks. So, moving on to the methodologies. What is the methodological approaches, and why are they key for the robust data? So, what considerations around that would you expect there?
Yeah, I think what you want to ask is what methodological approaches does your partner use to ensure that the respondents are real, genuine, and engaged? You want to make sure that your partner has a clearly defined process and that it's being implemented in a timely manner. Without that, you cannot understand how to interpret your own results. For instance, how does your partner recruit their own panel? How do they incentivize? Do they recruit the panel in a non-skewed manner, or do they recruit specific targets, right? Or, for instance, does the incentivization that they do bias the respondent in any way?
I see.
What you also want to make sure is that your partner is measuring things like representativity, right? If they're not measuring representativity or they're not concerned about representativity, then odds are you don't know whether your own sample is being representative or not. Obviously, you can do things like in-survey checks, but making sure that your partner is doing their due diligence as well adds another layer in this onion. And then also making sure that they have a way to detect behavioral noise within their own respondents and within the data. So things like bias, dishonesty, and other behavioral noises that we see in research.
Thank you. So obviously, with that, data quality is key. We can't move on forward without having quality data. So what assurances would you ask for from the partner to ensure that they are providing good quality data for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the first main point is you want to make sure you're aligned with your partner on what the quality issues of the day are, right? If you have two different understandings of what the quality issues are, odds are your quality issues are not going to be met. They're not going to be solved by your partner. So aligning is first, and then do they have monitoring in place for these quality issues, right? Do they have real-time monitoring is even a better one, because making sure that they have monitoring in place allows you to understand what is targetable. So what can you actually improve? If there's no monitoring in place, you're not going to improve in anything. And then you want to clearly define who's responsible for what. For instance, if you're only getting traffic from your partner and you're the one doing the actual research, the questionnaire design, and so on, you want to make sure that your partner understands what they're responsible for in that scenario and what you're responsible for in terms of data quality. And then the other thing that I would ask as well is what new investments have they made into data quality? Because I think it's important to understand that Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is data quality improved in a single day. You want to make sure that they're continuously investing. So making sure that they've invested into improving data quality over the past year is a quick check to understand that they are taking quality seriously. And then also asking them how are they leveraging AI to improve data quality. So AI is huge in a lot of spheres, but for data quality, it opens up the door in a lot of aspects. So for instance, you want to make sure that your partner is already implementing or has already, better yet, implemented already at least NLP checks on open ends to make sure that the open ends that you're getting are clear of easy things like gibberish and so on. But you also want to make sure that they're developing new tools. So things like, for instance, ChatGPT detection. When is ChatGPT being used in your survey? You want to know that as a researcher, so that way you're not interpreting the results of ChatGPT and thinking that those are the responses of actual people. But also things like logical checks, so comparing the logic of the response to the logic of the question, as well as things like language comprehension and so on. AI enables us as researchers to quickly identify these sorts of things in field and be able to make decisions in real time.
Fantastic. So would you actually, just as a final closing question, would you say that AI would be something that you are really looking for in a partner, or is something that is not necessarily needs to be incorporated into the process?
I think, again, it depends on the relationship with your partner and who's responsible for what, but I think AI is becoming an integral part of delivering quality, actionable insights today.
So you would encourage companies
Exactly.
to, as best, like obviously ensuring the data quality, ensuring that the research methodologies are intact, and obviously that their expertise is there, especially in AI, to break that.
But you also want to make sure that the AI solutions that they're employing are not going to bias your research in any way. For instance, when we were looking at gibberish detection with AI, you want to account for Gen Z speak. So that way you don't bias your results in any way.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, thank you, Gene.
Thank
It's
you.
been a pleasure.
Likewise.
Hopefully enjoy the rest of your trip. Wonderful. Thank you.